Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I am beyond excited to unbox and share with you my very first traveler's notebook. Now this little notebook has a devoted cult following worldwide, and while I was initially unsure about the traveler's notebook lifestyle, they call it a TN I believe, I figured I wouldn't know until I actually tried it. So in today's video, I'm going to unbox my notebook set and also show you a few extra accessories as well. Now I have the starter set in the standard size and the color brown, which is a rich walnut that's supposed to get better with age. A storage and carrying pouch is included if you get a set, and the whole feeling is very organic and maybe even a little rugged. I've heard that people either get the standard size, which is what I have, a slightly larger, kind of rectangular shaped, or they go for the passport size, which is much smaller, I presume, closer to a passport, though I've never measured. I would say the passport size is really for if you just want to jot down quick notes, or you write very small, or you want something very travel friendly, or you carry a small bag, anything like that. Beyond that, I think the standard size is definitely a bit more useful and just easier to work with. You have a little bit more space and more room. All TN covers are made of leather, and it comes in a few standard colors, but the brand will occasionally release an updated or limited choice color. You can of course get third-party covers if you prefer a vegan option, but I don't think the brand makes any officially. Many people go for a traveler's notebook system for both the look, the practicality, and the accessory choices. Speaking of which, for example, right here, I'm choosing the right combination of add-on charms and where I want to put them. Travelers companies sell a default selection and limited edition charms and or accessories as well with their special releases. So there's definitely more to look forward to if you are a collector or you like having a bit more variety. For mine, I decided to go for double bears, like a little brass bear and a little leather bear. And I think they look really sweet and cute together. And probably it's going to go on the actual elastic that closes up the notebook. Again, you can put them in a few different places, look online for lots of inspiration. Like I said, there's a big TN community out there. You can also even add a little charm to that top button for the notebook, or even on the bottom of the page marker. I decided a little airplane was a good nod to the idea of a traveler's notebook, the idea of having new experiences, going new places, even though I haven't really been anywhere since I've had this notebook. The charms are really charming. They do sell out quite frequently. The standard default ones get stocked pretty often at most shops. You have to look around to see which local stationery store near you carries travelers. There are a few stores that will be like official partners of Traveler's Company, and they'll likely have more stock and also get the limited edition items. If you live in Vancouver like I do, I know that Paperia in Granville Island, I believe, is an official partner, so they do get things more frequently and they will get the limited editions. Your better bet though would be shopping online, where you have a few more options and you can keep your eye out on those special releases. They sell out super quick and are very, very popular. Now for the Traveler's Notebook's actual claim to fame. Their notebook system is based on this elastic band setup that allows you to mix and match various notebooks. Add-ons like a zippered pouch or card case can also be hooked onto the elastic for a customized experience. The idea is you can hook these bands in different ways to take a few notebooks or accessories with you, but all bundled up. This means they'll be protected from whatever else is in your bag, but also all be in a centralized location that's easy to find. Of course, you can swap out the inserts, and that's done fairly easily, so the customizability is certainly their main selling point here. Most of the time, you carry about 2 notebooks in there. You can also do 3. When you buy the extra elastics, they do come with an instructional diagram on how to hook the elastics together, but I definitely just recommend watching a YouTube video or something. I had to do that just to really understand. Some people can rig it up that you can hold way more in there, but I find 3 to be plenty, or else it gets a little bit too bulky for my own liking. With the starter set, you'll get 1 notebook already included, but you'll also find multiple inserts for different types of paper, like lined, blank, grid, allowing you to customize your notebook based on your needs. They even have art-specific types like watercolor, craft, or cardstock, which people love for scrapbooking. I even found this really special sticker paper notebook that allows you to add, store, and collect stickers so you can take them on the go. The attention to detail in the stitching and design is impeccable, at least on mine anyway. The paper used for the regular lined, blank, and gridded notebooks is some kind of special proprietary type, I believe. Lots of fountain pen lovers also love this paper because it tends to hold ink really well without bleeding, which I've tested myself and I do agree. But you will notice shadowing with darker inks, which can be expected, but it's something to note. If you don't mind that, the paper itself doesn't bleed, but at the same time is very thin, meaning you can carry more for less weight. Of course, here I am fussing about which inserts I want to use and which order to arrange them. But seriously though, I've seen people do some crazy creative things, stacking and padding up their T-ends. However, I am still far away from that. Nowadays, I've seen more and more stationery stores carry T-end inserts, and the pricing ranges from $6 to $10 for most things. Locally, stores like Buchanan Stationery in Kerrisdale, AMAC Stationery, all locations, and Paper Yeah in Granville Island all carry refills in their stores. The idea is that this is the only thing you'll need to add or replace, but the cover can last you for many, many years to come. Like with the covers, however, you can also buy third-party inserts, and I found Etsy to be a great place for that, as some independent sellers can make custom notebooks with custom papers for all your desires. Just make sure that it's actually the right size, and note that whether you have a passport-size travelers or a standard-size travelers. I've tried a couple of third-party items I bought in stores that seemed pretty close, but I eventually got annoyed that it didn't actually close properly. I did actually receive quite a few more accessories I could have added, but I decided that this was enough. One thing I look forward to is decorating the inner insert covers. I found them to be a little bit plain, but it's also the perfect place for stickers or some doodles or whatever else comes to mind. The cover is meant to be plain, and so far I like it that way. A lot of people over the years says that the leather cover does age wonderfully, and if you like that organic quality, this is definitely for you. Now, one of the little gems I have here is that brass clip. This thing sells out everywhere all the time, so I'm really happy to receive it and I can't wait to use it. It's actually important to have something a little bit weighted, as I've learned, because it holds your notebook down as you are writing and using it. Otherwise, the papers tend to flap around a little bit, so the brass clip is heavy enough to hold things down, and it's actually been super useful. There's a couple of different designs for this brass clip, but I think this is the standard one, and sometimes they'll release special editions and lure you into more accessories and goodies. But isn't that always? One thing that many people use the tea and notebooks for is actually scrapbooking and or keeping like a daily journal. They do actually have inserts that are dated that you can use as a planner. I prefer a separate planner, so this wasn't the plan for me, but I was thinking of using it as a scrapbook of sorts. I need to play around and see which paper type was right for me depending on what medium I was planning to use. Now at this point, I decided that rounded corners are what I wanted instead of these sharp corners. And there's nothing wrong with these, but since I have a corner paper rounder, I decided this was the time to just punch all of my inserts so they're nice and smooth around the corners, or something a little joyful about that little tactile difference. So that's what I'm going to do with actually all of my inserts. As we're wrapping things up here, I want to hear about your favorite stationery or notebook type down below in the comments. Are you a traveler's notebook fan yourself? Have you been thinking about trying it out? I've used quite a few different notebook brands, popular ones over the years like Leuchtturm and the regular Midori, and also Clairefontaine. It's just nice to try out new notebooks, isn't it? Especially if you happen to be a fountain pen lover, which I am. It's just fun to write on things and you grow a little bit of a collection. Leave me a little bear emoji if you made it all the way to the end. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more lifestyle vlogs and the occasional videos like this about stationery, sewing, and cooking, and general day-to-day life things. See you again very soon and take care of yourselves. Bye for now.